Niigaan, thanks for being with us here today. What are some of the takeaways for you from last night's leaders' debate?
Well, Justin Trudeau was clearly rattled and had been rattled by several attacks, but I think the most pertinent moments were Jagmeet Singh's comment that you can't take a knee and then also take kids to court. I think that was probably one of the highlights of the night in terms of understanding Trudeau's approach to Indigenous issues. But then probably, I think, the most pivotal moment of the night was really when Trudeau chastised APTN reporter Melissa Ridgen by saying that she wasn't positive enough, or perhaps that she wasn't progressive enough, in that the cynicism was what's infecting this government, when in fact it's really been Justin Trudeau's worst enemy is Justin Trudeau.
Now, there was an entire reconciliation segment with Melissa Ridgen, an Indigenous reporter asking questions. The debate was available in 3 Indigenous languages. Do you see this as a win, or is it more about, it's an about time situation?
So historically, every national debate and frankly every federal election has kept Indigenous peoples out of the room. For the first time last night, we saw Indigenous peoples in the room, meaning asking questions. And instead of talking about Indigenous peoples, federal leaders had to speak to an Indigenous person, in fact, to a few throughout the night. So that's a win. That's, of course, not involving Indigenous peoples in government. That's where reconciliation truly lies. So we haven't come that far, but I think it's an important moment to take a pause and to realize that last night was a big step.
So what do you see as the ballot box question or questions for Indigenous people planning to vote in this federal election?
Oh, I think that undoubtedly there was evidence laid bare that the best situation for Indigenous peoples is really what we've had the last minority parliament. We've gotten more bills, more laws put into place, more racist legislation reduced, not eliminated, but reduced, when the Liberals are in power and the NDP are in their ear or controlling the balance of power in that parliament. And likely we're going to see more of that coming into the future. It's just a matter of how much support will Jagmeet Singh get. I think certainly Trudeau's looking at reducing his government, reducing his seats, if all polls point to that. And unless there's a major turnaround, we'll be seeing another minority parliament, hopefully with the Liberals being held to account by the NDP. Because frankly, if you look at the Conservative platform is full of hypocrisy. And Aaron O'Toole's best performance last night was during the segment on Indigenous issues, because he said the least. Because those are the areas that platform has the most amount of problems. For instance, criminalizing people for standing in public infrastructure, expressing their legal rights, or the hypocrisy involving promising on one level on the land learning, but then promising to ramp up massive economic extraction projects like pipelines and mines across the country. I mean, the Conservative platform is a mess when it comes to Indigenous peoples. And so I think the best case scenario is a Liberal government with the NDP holding the balance of power.
All right, Niigaan, we'll have to leave it there. Thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day today to speak with us.
Yeah, miigwech, thank you.